There is a secret place in my hometown called Gravity Hill. The legend states that many years ago, a school bus filled with children went over the edge just before it reached the top. The bus driver had been drinking, supposedly. If you visit this hill and park your car in neutral at the bottom, it will begin to roll upward. Many people believe it is the children that pushes your car attempting to get you to safety so you don't have to endure the same fate they did. Some even say if you place talcum powder on your bumper, little fingerprints will be left after the ascent. I, however, being a person of science, figured it was just one of those magnetic pull phenomenons, easily explained with a little bit of research. Last week, a couple of my friends and I decided to test this theory. We all loaded it up in my car, talcum powder in hand, and set out on our journey. Once we arrived, you could see and feel the excitement in the air. Just because you don't believe in spirits possessing the ability to move your car doesn't mean you can't enjoy the mystery of the unknown. Charlie got out and quickly sprinkled the white powder on the bumper, gave the truck a little pat to let us know that it was a go, and stepped back to record. John and I squirmed to our seats in anticipation. 1 minute passed, turned into 5 minutes. Then 10 minutes passed. I turned to John with a little half look of disappointment and another half of, I told you so. But then, the car started moving. I inhaled sharply and looked over at my friend, who had a wicked grin on his face, proudly with his smug look. It took approximately 5 minutes to reach the top. Apparently, kids can't push very far. Do I smell alcohol? Once we reached the summit, the car began to swerve and slowly rocked the edge. John looked at me horrified. It was swerving with so much force, it was almost impossible. As if I was intoxicated, I couldn't believe what was going on. I slammed my foot on the brake, put the car into park, and we both quickly jumped out and ran to the sides. "What the hell was that?" John shouted. I stared at my car, trying to find an explanation as Charlie ran up to us, out of breath. "What happened? Why were you guys swerving?" Not wanting to seem like a child, I pulled myself together. "I told you, it's got to be one of those weird magnetic pulls or something. Maybe this area is close to the equator, I don't know. Magnetics are unpredictable?" I shrugged. John looked at me with betrayal in his eyes as he slowly walked closer to the car. He glanced at the bumper and sighed. The talcum powder had been completely untouched. "Yeah, I guess," he replied, still unsure, but almost not wanting to show he was actually afraid. Confused and feeling a bit let down, we both backed out into the car and drove home. I dropped Charlie off, waved goodbye, and set out to John's house. He was the most disappointed. The ride was silent as he sulked. Once we reached his place, he gave me a look of, yeah, let it go, and hopped out of the car. As soon as he shut the door, something caught my eye. I glanced into the back seat, turned around, and noticed the light reflecting on the window. There were, I don't know how to explain it, tiny handprints all over. "No fucking way," I said out loud as I opened my back car. I walked around to the side of the car and looked closer. Sure enough, there were tiny child handprints all over the back windows. I stood there dumbfounded. How did we miss these? I pulled my hoodie over my hand and tried to clean them off. They didn't even smudge. I opened the back door, climbed in to get a closer look. Reaching for the window, it gave me a quick swipe. My blood ran cold. The fingerprints weren't on the outside at all. They were on the inside.